there are prominent people joining Konto Sizwe, especially here in Tshwane, or in fact anywhere in Gauteng, you must expect us like this to call you, ladies and gentlemen from the press. And we thank you very much. We are aware that you are here in your numbers. And like I said, we appreciate your presence. Without any waste of time, we have got Commander Mpobaloi. Now, Commander Mpobaloi, like I said, they are all activists. He has been doing groundwork for a very long time in our communities. He's someone who is popular. You go to informal settlements in Soshanguve, they know him. You go to informal settlements in Atrechville, they know him. He comes by as a former councillor of Action SA. Without any waste of time, Comrade Mpobaloi, can you just come and say a few words in front of us? Comrade Helen Bapen, if you can also, Comrade Leader, can you come and sit here? It can't be a voice choir here as if there are no women in Congress. In this organization, we respect women, we value women and their contribution to society. The revolution is incomplete without you. Yeah, Comrade Baloi, over to you. Okay, yeah. Sure.
Viva MK, viva! Viva! Ahone MK, ahone! Colleagues, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so very happy to be here. This is a new start for us. We are starting a new journey. Indeed, after election, there was a call from Ubaba saying all those small parties, close your shop so that you can come, so that we can work together. I'm also excited. As a ground force, we'll be doing what I know or do best. Nyabonga.
Well, these are exciting times. These are exciting times. Thank you very much. And then after Comrade Mpobaloi, we have Commander Abel Masidi Sotawi.
Amandla. Amandla. Viva MK Party, viva.
Viva!
Viva Jacob Kehlekisa Zuma, viva.
Viva!
Ripilele Nyamalala, ripilele.
Viva!
Commanders, thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a morning. Maybe even before I start, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the leadership that is welcoming us today here. Let me acknowledge and appreciate.
Sorry for interruption, comrade. Comrades, in management here, I was singing it step amanyama guest. The stage is a press briefing. So, as is Bambini, I has excitement. Amanda.
Thank you very much. As I was saying, let me take the opportunity first to acknowledge and appreciate the leadership of Tshwane, ably led in front by now the deputy convener of the region, who was also the program director. Thank you so much, Commander Kenke,
for such kind words. I think we deserve a round of applause. Let me also take the opportunity to appreciate members of the provincial legislature with us who are from this very region. Umkhonto weSizwe Party is the second biggest party and official opposition in this country. And we are privileged and honored that as Tshwane, I can safely say that I join a winning team and we are represented. And for that reason, I think that, comrade, it is fitting to say, well done, you have done well in a very short space of time to really put your footprint and have your presence felt in the city of Tshwane. Let's give them a round. Let me also then take this opportunity to humbly appreciate my now leaders and leaders of this province. Comrade Gunshot, I really appreciate, and Comrade Pamgan, I really appreciate. Or it's Comrade Gamzo and Comrade Pamgan. I got it right. Colleagues, it's always important that when you come into a space like this one, you humble yourself as a leader and want to work within the collective. There is always this temptation that you may want to be a maverick and to behave like a celebrity and to want to come in as someone very important. But I have learned in the journey of politics that this is like any other team sport. We can only go further when we work together. And for me standing here, I'm truly honored and humbled to come into a space where I have felt the embrace from the leadership of the province. I have felt the embrace from regional office bearer, from the leadership of this region, and I can only know that we can only do great things together because we are indeed going to be working together. Now, comrades, I just want to give a brief background. I had actually prepared a very, very long speech that would speak to me joining MK Party, but today should not be about long speeches. Today should be about us saying, I am here to come and form part of a collective. I know I was asked to say, what is it that you think you would be doing? And honestly, any activist anywhere in life should always adopt the attitude that if I'm given the task to go and clean toilets, I'll do a very good job at cleaning toilets. That is what I bring to the MK Party, not to clean toilets, but to say I am here to present my skills, my abilities, my experience, and everything that makes me who I am going to offer to this organization, which I am definitely sure that is now my home for the rest of my future. I'm saying this with absolute confidence because I know my journey, and like so many things in life, you can always be taken full circle. We came out when we were influenced to follow politics, or when politics called us, some of us. We have experienced injustice from a very early age. Now, Desmond Tutu says something very profound when he talks about injustice. He says, in an instance of injustice, if you find yourself being neutral, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Therefore, it is important that we can never stay idle and say we are neutral when there is injustice. And that has been the principle and a guide that drives me throughout my political career and throughout my life. There is injustice that has been happening in Hammanskraal, where people were being killed by these very cities, giving them and feeding them undrinkable, unsafe, potable water. We stood up. I have always maintained that I am proud to have been one of the very few people in this city who really made inroads and real progress in addressing this issue and highlighting this issue. But it was not the only issue. Children drowned in Mamelodi. We stood up for justice for those children. Security workers were abused in this city. I stood up to ensure that security workers are taken seriously and their lives are turned around. I can go on and on and on about the many things that one has done. And I deliberately avoided going into a space of saying what positions and roles I have played in the city, because it has always been and it will always be about people. The most significant role that we can ever play is to play a role that adds value to the lives of the ordinary people in our communities. That's what activists should do. That is what inspired me to join MKP. I was leading a party that we had founded. We contested in the previous election and I was a premier candidate for that party. But when the call was made when Ubaba said, let us bring all progressive forces on the left to one space where we can push from one direction, it resonated with me. It made me understand that the reason we are defeated, particularly as black people, it is simply because we can never unite and work together. Everyone wants to have a title of president, everyone wants to have an important title. And I have learned in the space that I've been in that you don't need a title to be a leader. I am prepared to lead from the back and be able to assist. This is not about Abel Tau. This is certainly not about Comrade Kenke. This is certainly not about Comrade Neville Dilebo or any of us sitting in front today addressing this media briefing. This is about that Gogo in Mamelodi who is looking after his grandchildren whose parents have died because they were led and allowed to be fed in Yaupe in a lossless society that they passed on carelessly, and today they have to raise grandkids as their own, and unfortunately that's the reality of so many of our families and relatives. This is what this is about. Umkhonto weSizwe is about taking up the plight of our people and making sure that indeed we turn back this tide and this scourge. This government is not for our people. This government is not for our people. We see it here. And I can today proudly announce and say that revolution will start in Tshwane. Like in the famous word, Comrade Kenke, CTCIA Epitori, it has to begin in Pretoria. We are here to take the revolution to all corners of Gauteng because Gauteng is the economic engine of this country. We are starting here in the city of Tshwane, and we've got a very clear message that in 2026, we are not wanting to go and talk about negotiations of coalition governments. We are taking We want to tell the Democratic Alliance that they have failed to capitalize on the time that Umkhonto wasn't here, because people in the townships that they have neglected, they finally have an organization that is going to work and fight for them every day. We also want to tell the ANC and their makeshift arrangement that they've made yesterday that we are aware that we are not going to deliver very much for the people of Tshwane, because you are not only incapable, there is no political will in that organization, Comrade Chair, to take and lay out the lives of our people forward and to change the lives of our people. And we are saying, SMK Party, we have invited and continue to invite like-minded comrades to join our ranks and make sure that we remove this government that was initiated yesterday, and we are going to be to ensure that we are the government in this capital city come 2026 and beyond, because MK Party is the future of this country. Jikijela Mkhonto,
No, we said this is not a rally. Yeah? I think we clarified that we are in a press conference. Thank you very much. Comrade Gamza, provincial coordinator, I will tell you something. When we say these are activists, we are not exaggerating. So we are not thumbsucking issues. When there were floods in Mamelodi, my first real encounter, Silwa naye uDaulana. There were floods there, and he was there. We're in different spaces at that time. But and he was at pains to explain that this city does not have a political will to change, to transform the lives of our people.
Yeah.
Now, finally, he is home, and you are very much welcome, Nkokeliam, Sizosebenza. Ours here is not to be celebrities like you are saying, but to roll our sleeves and make sure that the lives of our people change for the better. Now, we are going to allow questions from the media, but before then, Sinobu Holilano, we have got the provincial leadership here. I'll allow Comrade Gama, the provincial coordinator, to just say a few issues, and then later on Comrade Pamgan will come in, and then we'll allow questions from the media. Thank you very much.
Amandla. Amandla. Siphilele Nxamalala siphilele. Siphilele Nxamalala siphilele. Awukhule umkhonto wesizwe phathi awukhule. Awukhule umbuso womkhonto wesizwe awukhule. Sithi siyathatha 2026 and 2029 siyathatha. Maqabane. Angeke ngize ngibe mude kakhulu sozama ukuthi nje sithi 3 minutes no chair. Kodwa nje engizokusho kuyi-1 siye-Gauteng sinabantu abaningi abakholelwa kumkhonto. Into engiyicelayo eGauteng it's unity, and everybody oza emkhontweni let's not feel threatened because ubaba umshuluzi uyifakile i-call ukuthi everybody kufanele eze emkhontweni kube ikhaya elilodwa. Kodwa wonke umuntu ozayo njengoba ikhuluma ezinye beseshilo fanele aqale phansi ayiprove asebenze. La asinayo indaba yokuthi uyicelebrate. Ngiyayithanda into ekhulunywa ngama-comrade esiwamukelayo namhlanje la eTshwane. So Maqabane umuntu emntwini siqala manje ukusebenza 2026 sokuyisikhathi esincane. Angifuni ukuzwa nje luke kuneyinkinga zokuthi ubani ukhwepha abantu ubani ukhwepha abantu. Into eyifunakalayo yi-unity. Umuntu emntwini asambe sibonisa abantu ukuthi umkhonto uyini. Asingavumeli isitha esithe sizodestroya umkhonto from within bese siyasivumela siluke sibe nama-squabbles. I'm clear, and i-policy yethu i-clear, directive yethu i-clear. We want 2/3 majority in this country so that is what and without working together as a unit angeke size sikwazi ukwenza lokho. That is why ngijabulela inkokheli ezizwile ikholo kababa ukuthi asisukeni lapha. Asingathi mase sisukile mase singaphakathi bese siyabhidliza senza lento le esisukele ngaphandle. So kufanele nikhumbule into eyi-1. We've got our 8 pillars. Ngizoyifunda nje kancane. Pillar number 1, to reclaim our dignity. So that we can reclaim our dignity, we have to respect one another. We have to love one another. Masingathandani, singarespectani, we cannot have that dignity back to us. We have to reclaim our lands and our minerals and resources. Msebenzi mkhulu. Lento le ithathwe generations and generations, and lento kufanele istope ngathi. Abantwana bethu nabazukulu bethu afanelanga baphilele impilo lesiphilile. So in order for us to achieve that, fanele sihlangane sibe yinto eyodwa. We want to reclaim people's power. The people's power is unity. Without unity, you can't have any power. We are clear. We want to reclaim our economy. Sonke ukuthi sizokwazi ukuthi umuntu nomuntu akwazi ukuba ne-dignity. Economy fanele ibuye emntwini. And you must remember, thina asi-tribalist or racist. We are non-sexist. We are bathini konje kokheli? Non-racial. Yeah. Angithi siyabaleka isilungu ungamangali ilimi lalo ngaphandle. So wonke umuntu siyamfuna ukuthi abela. Yabona noma ngasawabizanga wonke but kulawo makhisi into ezosiza ukuthi sithole i2/3 iphupho kababa lelo, so that sokwazi ukutshintsha yonke lemithetho eyalethwa kithi eyasicindezela. Namhlanje ungaye court ungaya kuphi umthetho awukufavor. So ukuze sokwazi ukuthi umhlaba na yonke into ibuye emntwini asihlanganeni. We call upon everyone la akhona abuye. This is a house, this is a home for everybody. Bangathi mkhonto siyawubona i-leadership yakhona injani njani. We are not confused. Sisazisesha because siqhamuke endaweni ehlukahlukene. When time is right, ningasibuze futhi nangama-conference nizawabona azoyenzeka. Amandla!
Amandla! Amandla! Aha mkhonto aha! Shijela mkhonto esizwe shijela. Kwaza mkhonto kwaza. Siphilele babushe khobuzuma siphilele. Ngiphinde ngibulise Maqabane again. Maqabane, money is not longer. I'm very happy to see MKE grow. I'm very happy to see ama leader ezala ekhaya lomkhonto wesizwe because asivalile umuntu ngaphandle, wonke umuntu welcome. Ikhaya lethu lokugcina leli singama South African. we are building the future of the next generation to come. It is very important to us. Sibe unity. Asilwi namuntu silwa nesystem. Silwa nesystem akuyezi ukuthi ukhulekile ecountryn yakho ungana mhlaba ungana economy. Kudlaliwe ngabantu. Namhlanje sinamhlaba basitshela ukuthi umhlaba kumele siwufuna siwubhadala. Ngabe uthatha umhlaba bothathe ngeibhamu bokhokho bethu 1913. The ruling party from 1994 likhuluma ngomhlaba up to now. Bathatha ama resolution bamele ba implement, they fail to implement because kunalo baba lokuthiwa Rupert ngemva kwabo. Ubaneza imali abakhombe. Thina ke asinikwe imali. Ingakho masiya kuma event or sikuma election ubona sesithathas because akunamuntu osifoundayo. What I'm happy ngani because you show the South Africans you love this Mkhonto Wesizwe. From 3 and 4 you pop your own money from your own pocket until on 29 to show the people of South Africa where you are going to. We are tired ukucindezela eSouth Africa. Sesifuna ukukhuleka, sesipeva indlela for izizukulwane zethu abantwana bethu abazayo. Mina nawe ekwethu kuphelile because isikhathi esiningi sisipendele kwagogo. Run Cyril Ramaphosa, run. Run Rupert, run. Run GNU, run. Amandla.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade Pamgan and Comrade Gamza. Now, without waste of time, I am aware that there are different media houses here, and some of them we don't know. We are going to take questions, first round of questions from all of you. Feel free. The only thing that we will require from you is to just introduce yourself, who are you, and the media house that you come from, and then you will introduce the question that you are having. I think I am clear with regards to that. And then the responses here, I think the leaders are still here. Comrade Tau is still here. Comrade Balu is still here. The regional leadership is here, including the provincial leadership. So if there are any questions from the media, the space is yours. It's 1, 2, okay, it's only 2 questions from now on, 3, in that order, thanks.
My name is Lerato Mota and I'm from Power FM News. I'm seeing lately there's a number of prominent politicians that are actually joining MP party. And I have this question, especially to the party, as to what makes you, what do you think actually draws these prominent politicians to your party, seeing that obviously, you know, you're trying to grow your leadership as well in Tshwane. What stands out, you know, as MP party? And the second one, we also see that the party is strengthening its growth in Gauteng. Are there also, in terms of leadership, are there also plans to grow, you know, support in terms of membership, and which areas are you likely to target?
Okay, number 2.
Thank you very much. My name is Calvin Luther. I'm from SABC News. My first question would be to Mr. Dawu. You left your party and you are a former member of Action SA. Why did you left your party to this one? Do you think your competences will take this one forward? And also, I just want to ask the leadership of the MK party if they have plans to join the GNU going forward or the GPU going forward. Thank you.
Number 3.
Thank you so much. So, Kaya News.
Kaya News.
Yeah, Kaya FM. 2026 is just around the corner. In Tshwane especially, Tshwane is experiencing political instability. What will be the message for you going to 2026, which is around the corner, in making sure that you want to access or to win Tshwane without being assisted by any political party. 2/3 in Tshwane. You've been preaching, talking about 2/3, Comrade Gama. How are you going to make sure that you achieve that 2/3 without being assisted by any political party? As we see yesterday, Tshwane remains under so many political parties, 9 political parties now in a coalition moving forward Tshwane. The DA failed to do that because of the coalition. Not even sure that the current one is going to achieve the services that the people of Tshwane need. How are you going to make sure that 2026 you have Tshwane without the assistance of any other political party? Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think there are questions that are directed to the provincial leadership, to the regional leadership, and to Comrade Tau. Maybe Comrade Tau, can I give you the space to respond to some of them before the provincial leadership?
So that it's captured correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you please show in front of the mics?
In front of the mics.
Yeah,
no?
thanks.
Check. So, you know, thank you so much. No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lerato. Look, the question from your side was, I think you've asked of the people in Tshwane what is attractive, and maybe I will just venture into that, and colleagues will also venture into that. From where I'm standing, one, I think the call is very clear. I think there has been extensive effort made by President Jacob Zuma to unite black people in particular and black parties. The opportunity I've had to speak to him, I think, like I said, he demonstrated that this is a project that comes quite some distance. There was an invitation made to a number of parties, and this work has been done. And if you look at the commitment from him, at the age he is in, I think he's 82 now, really it talks of a man who has given all his life to the struggle to liberate black people, and continues even in his old age. It would have been easy right now for him to sit and enjoy his pension. I mean, he's got presidential perks. Now, that threw a challenge to me as a black South African and as a politician, to say if he can do that and love this country this much, that the revolution runs in his vein even in his old age. People who know him will tell you that he sees people there until 1, 2 in the morning. He's in meetings. What stops me from loving my country that much? Then we can learn and walk in the footsteps of such men. But also, what is attractive about the party is its unapologetic stance on what needs to happen. I think for far too long, as South Africans, we've been very apologetic about the need to reclaim our dignity as black people in particular. We tiptoe around. There's something that Deputy President John Tlhophe asked, to say when you go into spaces where white people raise their kids, it is easy for you to be looked in a suspicious manner, because from an early age most of them learn that we are people not to be trusted. It's something that sometimes gets to be indoctrinated, and yet we do not as black people stand firm in teaching our kids to love fellow black brothers and sisters in a manner that chooses them over other races, first and foremost. Now, we are not preaching being racial, but it is not being racial when you choose your own before you can. And that's something that we are apologetic about as black people. Now, that is what attracts us, because having been in parties, especially in the DA, they are unapologetic about serving white people and white interests. They do it openly and bluntly, and you can never challenge that. One of the things that they did here in Tshwane was to write messages in Afrikaans and everything and send it to their voters in their databases wherever they are, to talk about the matters here. And why are we not, as black people, able to unite to that level so that we can realize our power? And this is what this call is about. It's about all of us as smaller parties to say, let's stop what we are doing because it dilutes the message, it slows us down, and let's come to Mkhonto Wesizwe in numbers, and let's build one bloc that can really emancipate black people. The second point that was asked is that, do I think my experience will assist? Certainly. I still maintain, and it would be maybe very unfair. I spoke in one interview and I said, leaders matter, leaders make a difference. We are sitting here today because there's a leader who stood up and said, there needs to be something done about the situation in South Africa. That's President Zuma. Now, the same thing is true. We are having a problem that we are having because Brink created a problem for the people of Tshwane. I've always maintained that I believe that I'm adequately equipped to assist this city to move forward. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to work within a collective, but that is the plan. We want to take Tshwane outright in 2026 or 2027 so that we are able to turn the city around. And therefore myself, Comrade Neville, Comrade Paul Silepe, all other comrades that we are working with in the region, we're going to work very hard, regional coordinators and everyone, we're all going to work hard to make sure that we achieve that goal. We need 108 councillors in council when we walk in 2027, at the very minimum, in 2026, at the very minimum, so that we are able to put together a government that can really serve the people of Tshwane. And for the first time, that people can really feel what it's like to have a party and a government that works for you. Now, that experience in Tshwane, in the executive, at the helm of my party, and everywhere else that I've helped, will definitely come in handy, because when you want, there's a famous saying that says, if you show me your friend and I'll tell your friends and I'll tell you how far you will go. When you bring people with additional experiences that you don't have, they learn, you learn from them, they learn from you, and we can go further faster. And that's what we want to achieve. I'm hoping we can achieve exactly that, that we can work together in a collective and move further faster. That's what we aim to do.
Can we have a Comrade Malaza here to